coming in because I'm bored. I haven't been posting because I've been busy a lot lately. Um, I've been doing stuff, getting ready for my next job and studying as well for um, new opportunities for me to take. I hate coming on here because I'm not here to just tell everybody my business. I'm not on that. I don't like to tell everybody my business. It's not my thing. Um, but I mostly be addressing a lot of the foolishness because I have a lot of people that be on my page, stalking and, just lurking. And I know it's mostly people that I know that I get my number, that Google me, they wait to see what I'm posting, just to kind of like mess up my algorithm. Um, I get that a lot for some reason. A lot of hate and a lot of spite. Um, but yeah, it's a struggle in between, you know, me posting my videos and also kind of like getting the views and getting things out. Um, like I said, I'm not into telling everybody my business and telling them what my next project is. I'm just gonna do the project and I'm gonna post it. Um, because people are nosy. They like to sit up here and pretend like they all about you and they not. They very nosy. I probably got family and so-called friends that be on my channel that's just watching to be, stalkers. Basically, I get a lot of stalkers. But that's the thing about it. You can't. I cannot pinpoint exactly who the stalker is from this side of the channel, and it's annoying. It really is annoying. Um, and everybody knows I've gotten older. I'm not. I may look young, but I've turned 43 last month, so I had to take a lot of my older content down on my channel. I was doing the fun stuff, but most of the fun stuff that I was doing, they kind of like removed them or they gave me copyrights. They said most of the stuff that I was doing was not original, but now I'm doing more original stuff, but for some reason they think it's boring to them, which is also annoying because I'm a business owner. I'm not on here to be like silly or somebody's clown or something like that, or I'm not into all that other foolishness. I'm really not. Um, I mean, before I started and I originally started the channel, it was like I was happy go lucky and lighthearted or whatever. Fly you out and your live in boyfriend. No, sir. No, sir. I'm not. I don't need a boyfriend right now. I'm still working on my business. That's probably the issue. I had a man, and there's just distractions at this point. But back to the reasoning on my channel, whatever. I don't do none of the silly stuff no more. I'm just not into the silly foolishness, like. And that's mostly because they look at YouTube as a business. So I can't do none of the copyright stuff that I was doing before because I wasn't getting a copyright. I was getting a copyright for a lot of them. So I took a lot of the videos down that I had before. Um, if you want to see some of the videos that I had before that were kind of silly and fun-hearted, I have a lot of those on Facebook. Um, you can Google me on Facebook. Well, you can actually Google Janae's House of Beauty, and all my pages should pop up. I did a lot of search engine optimization in the past for my channel to pop up. So it seems like I haven't been working on it, but I have been working on it because I did a lot of search engine optimization to get me top ranking on Google. So, you know, a lot of people want the fun stuff, but they don't, the hard stuff come and they're like, oh, it's boring, this and that or whatever. But I'm somewhat of a computer geek. I like technology. I read. I do a lot of the writing and stuff like that. I do a lot of the writing, and I did one poem before, but the last poem I did, Spirit told me to delete it because I felt like, well, a lot of people would be upset or they would take it to heart. So I didn't do that one. But one of my older poems that I had, like the first one that I shared with everybody, is on there. So I might do some more poetry and post them on there. Um, a lot of my AI content, since Facebook has changed their AI, and also Claude is making you pay for a lot of the AI stuff now. I can't do the automated videos or whatever like I was doing before. Like turn like um, my digital art live like I was doing. You were only able to communicate by nodding and shaking your head. How would you feel if you were only able to communicate by nodding and shaking your head? That's not communication. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. I feel like since you brought the subject up, I feel like there are other ways to communicate besides talking. I mean, that's even in books and things like that where it they go over you being able to communicate with body language and sound and things like that. You can communicate a lot of ways without blurting all your business out. Like, I am a fan of nonverbal communication because I'm pretty much an introvert, and I think that's what made YouTube a little bit tough for me because I'm very much so an introvert. But you can do nonverbal communication, and only people who are good at nonverbal communication can actually understand it. Like, reply with you and have a full conversation with you without saying a word. Like, if you think about it, um, other creatures in the world, they have nonverbal communication. Like, they don't talk, but there are ways that they can tell each other certain things without everybody else noticing, if that makes any sense. But that's coming from a complete introvert. And a lot of people are scared of quiet. Like, most people are scared of silence because it scares them. And I believe in being a loner because when you're a loner, you get your own thought process instead of somebody putting their own thoughts in your head or telling you that something has to be another way when you kind of know yourself that what you need to do. But when you always got somebody in your ear telling you one thing and debating with you about something that you don't want to do, influencing something that is completely behind your mindset, it's like, yeah, you're being influenced, in a negative way, when you don't see it exactly from their point of view. So I feel like when you get your alone time, when you get your own space, a Q&A just popped up. I'm not doing no Q&As. I'm not doing no Q&As. Y'all don't come in to comment and say, anything positive anyway. For some reason, I feel like I have a bunch of adolescents on my page because they didn't never communicate in a proper way, if that makes sense. Because, like I said, I'm 43. I, I'm on here because I started a business. I'm not on here to be goofy or do sounds or anything like that. That's not my thing. My talents are mostly like by hand. Like I create stuff with hand. I do art. I make wigs. I do styles, stuff like that. But a lot of that stuff takes money. And since I moved to Atlanta, it's been a little bit up and down. Because they tell you Atlanta is a place for opportunity, but the opportunity isn't exactly what they say it is until you get here. And I see, and I really feel like a lot of people out here are funny style, like they're real funny acting. Like hold on. Oh, if I push that, yeah. A lot of people out here are funny acting. I noticed that. I'm a down to earth person. I'm not snooty. I'm not snobby. I don't think I'm better than everybody else just to pretend like I'm, such and, so forth. But the part that it starts to really annoy me is that um nowadays I walk around and people say, I know you from somewhere. I've seen you from somewhere. And it'd be like, and a lot of times I'll just say, no, you don't know me. But of course they probably see me on social media, but a lot of people are so funny acting. That's just like human mentality, that they like to sit back and watch you from afar and hate, because I guess that's the reason they're put on this earth, to hate. You know what I'm saying? That's your karmic right there. They don't know they are karmic, but they sit back and watch to make sure that whatever you're doing for yourself isn't completed, because that's what a karmic is. It took me a while to not, understand what a karmic actually was on my spiritual journey. Like, between me working and doing social media and doing hair and stuff like that. I mean, I had a lot of things that I was juggling at one time. Um, but that's mainly the reason why I choose peace over foolishness. Like, I don't like nonsense. I just don't. I'm a no nonsense person. As I've matured, I kind of like don't feed into the crap. I don't let people rage bait me or bait me into doing something that's like real dumb for their entertainment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want you to play like some type of stage monkey, a dance monkey or something like that. I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I have some content that I want to post that may be silly or whatever, and that's really not, I'm not nobody's clown. I'm not into that. Okay, like I said, I started this because I'm a business. I'm an LLC. I may not have known what I was doing because I didn't take my business classes or whatever, but I've learned everything from trial and error. But there goes somebody else being nosy. They, people be so nosy. It be irritating. Once you be on live and you be doing stuff, you notice how nosy people are. They not there to support you, but They just want to see what you're doing because they spying, they nosy. And then you come up with an idea, and then they sit back and they watch you do what you're doing, and then they try to pretend like the idea was all theirs, when come to fact, they got the originality from you in order to take that step forward. You know, what they call it? They call it um somebody, what do they call that? Destiny swapping. That's what you would call a destiny swapper. Somebody that will sit back and watch you do something, and then they'll take it and basically run with the idea and give you no type of acknowledgement for it, like, period. That's what people do. It's just like, I mean, even celebrities do it. Like, they do it to people who are influencers, like, and then pretend like it's all their idea. Like, back in the day, when in slavery, when black people used to come up with their own ideas, like, Thomas Edison, he did electricity, or um, it was somebody back there that would sit there and say, no, I came up with the idea, it was my idea, I put it forth. But you learn from somebody. But that's just the reality of human nature. You know what I'm saying? They take something, they steal an idea, and they don't give you the credit for it. They don't give you the credit for it, especially if you're not jumping through hoops for them and acting, real ignorant. That's just how they are. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to move because I get so tired of nosy people. People be so nosy. They irritate me. Like I said, I'm an introvert. I'm not into all that foolishness, and I don't like everybody in my face, honestly. Um, I'm really not. I'm not into all that. Like I said, I used to be the type of person to where I would, you know, enjoy somebody watching me, or learning from me from afar. But people are so, sneaky in a lot of ways. They're very sneaky, especially when you're on social media. They'll sit back and, what's she doing next? What they learning now, so I can learn from them, or as soon as you come up with the idea, they just want to be there to mess up what you got going. But that's a part of their destiny. Their part of their destiny is to stop you. When your destiny is to strive and do what you're doing and become the boss that you want to be, their destiny is to be a watcher and sit back and complain about everything that you do. You're not doing nothing right, or it's something that you can do better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter what you're doing, somebody is there to say, oh, you're not doing it right. I've learned that the entire time when I first started my influencer journey. Like, that's why now, when I started my beauty, and I haven't stopped my beauty journey. I'm at the point to where I just don't care anymore. I don't give a damn what nobody says about me anymore. Like, I could come in here wash face. I don't need no makeup. I don't need to have no eyelashes on. I don't need to have my hair curled, flat iron, all that other craziness, because at the end of the day, what do you look like without it on? You get up every day, You look yourself in the mirror, you wash your face, you get yourself together, that is just what it is. I'm watching the snoopers. I'm watching the snoopers too. That's watching me on YouTube too. That's okay. You keep watching, not hitting the like button. You can snoop. I don't care. They do that. I'm used to it by now. People be so nosy. I just be watching them, and they think they smart. Yeah, I had to learn. Yeah, I just had to learn to not, stop being so nice to people. Like honestly, like the whole time I was doing my influencer journey, it's like I'm putting up a facade for somebody who really doesn't care, about my journey, that is judgmental. Oh, why she don't have no lashes on? Why she don't have no makeup? But at the end of the day, I'm still the same person because I came in here without an eyelash, or I came in here without laying my edges down. My body's clean, my face is washed. But to them, it's like, your appearance is everything. I'm more so in a minimalist journey at this point because I appreciate, out of all the transformation that I've done with myself, I appreciate me. Like, I'm happy with myself at the end of the day. And I think that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? I know I still can do improvement with myself. I mean, who doesn't believe that they can improve themselves? But I'm not about to, jump through hoops for somebody that really, at the end of the day, would not appreciate me being myself. Okay? I'm just not gonna do it. Like, I walk around every day plain Jane. Anybody can tell you I smell good, I look good, and she just doesn't have any makeup on today, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that being a beauty influencer, that um it's kind of superficial. People are very superficial nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And they expect for you always to look some type of way, when in reality you woke up like this. I mean, to me, I still look attractive. I don't care. I can't walk or go nowhere without somebody telling me that I'm beautiful. So when I started Janae's House of Beauty, and I felt like I had to put all that extra makeup on and do all the extra twerk in order to be that person. Like, I'm not a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Reality is that we go through things. We all gonna go through things. But, like, at the end of the day, how superficial are you? People are very superficial, and I just learned that along my way. Yeah, I can create a wig. I can make a wig from scratch. Um, but it's very expensive. Me being a business owner, and I had a lot of people that were supposed to be in my corner, a lot of so-called friends that were supposed to be helping me promote my business back in the day. I mean, I used to be very optimistic when I first started my business. I was a very optimistic person. And like I said, I'm only talking about me and my experiences with having a business and having a YouTube channel and being a business owner. Hornet, Ryan Brammer. What about Hornet? I'm not gonna sit up here and just would nod my head and pretend to be mute. That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say things that just really don't make no sense. It's like they want you to be an airhead because it's um it's entertaining to them to be an airhead. Like, or you have to be some type of tarot reader or something like that. I read energy, that's enough. And I freelance do hair. You know what I'm saying? I read energy, that's enough. And I consider myself to be a spiritual person. And me being an influencer, that really started me on my spiritual journey. Um, that really pushed me to my spiritual journey because I had to look to myself on a lot of things. Not only did I have to learn from other people, but um, I had to stop learning from people and taking everybody's opinions to heart and still take what I know and put it to work, actually. They want to sit here and communicate by nodding and shaking your head. It doesn't make any sense. And you're an influencer and they want you to talk about things that are natural or things that are honest, and actually they start, I want to say they resonate with you. I will say that everything that I've said so far, after I've deleted videos that are copyright or they will say that are unoriginal, I kind of have to speak from my mind, which would make it original. Since I'm a complete thinker, I guess most people don't do that nowadays. Um, they seem it to be boring for some reason, but when you're by yourself, don't you think? Like, don't you have a conversation with yourself, or don't you have your own ideas instead of having someone else um, tell you what you're supposed to think like? And it's honestly, it's mind control. And if you have enough, how do you say, if you have your own mind, you wouldn't allow another person to think for you or influence you to feel a way that you don't, and you know automatically how you feel about something. And 9 times out of 10, you as a person, if you have any common sense, the idea have came across your head before, or you've tried it out before, and it didn't work for you. So why would it matter what another person says how it should work? Because at the end of the day, it's not their business, it's yours. That's why they say, mind the business that pays you. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong here. There's always an idea that you honestly could be wrong, but most of the time, your first thought is right. But you still, as being, you want to be open minded to think that there's a possibility that you could be wrong. That's a part of being humble. You know, um, but like I said, I'm a big thinker and an overthinker. That comes a lot from me reading and doing the research that a lot of people, I guess a lot of people don't do, or a lot of people do the research um, in the class, or they go to school for it, etc. Some people are not as fortunate to go to school and do certain things with themselves, and that comes back to being me saying that I appreciate me being nice nasty, because that's naturally me. um I'm not overly friendly, and with today it's 2026, so you just can't be overly too friendly, because people end up they take advantage of it, you know um yeah. At one point I was naive to think that um me giving love to everyone, that I would receive it back. People honestly don't think like that, though. Everyone doesn't think how you naturally do. And I know somebody's watching me, but they just don't want to, you know, give you what you deserve as a like button, or, um, a compliment, or agree with what you're saying. Um, at the age of 40, I'm starting to realize that. And I think that's another thing that, that's another issue that I have, is that I really don't look my age. That most people think, they think I'm in my 30s or something like that. They wouldn't. Most people, "Oh, I would never believe that you were 40. Yeah, I'm 40. I exercise. I try not to eat as much sugar as most people do. I cook my food. I don't go out to eat a lot. And if I do go out to eat, I will go to like a dining room. I order steak or vegetables and things like that. So for some reason, I'm not the normal person to most people, because I don't eat McDonald's and Wendy's all day. Like, I don't order out. I don't order fast food. I would rather go to the grocery store and cook. Like, I guess I'm old school in that manner. Like, even if it takes me hours to cook something, like, and I turn it on low or something like that, I would sit here and I would prepare my food all day if I want to. Like, I don't think like your average person. I'm starting to realize that now. Like, I garden, I'm learning how to grow my own food and stuff like that. So I don't think like the average person, you know. Which makes sense to me. I'm perfectly fine with it. Somebody else may think I'm not normal. And I really wouldn't care. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point in my life that where I really don't care. I don't. I'm happy with being me. And that's partly why to some people I look younger than my age. Um I mean, I have my immature moments. Yeah, I do. But most of the time when I'm by myself, I'm mature about it, you know. But you can't let people bait you into being immature, because they think it's funny, or they think that immaturity is entertainment to them. Like, I'm nobody's clown. Like, I don't jump through hoops like everybody else. I don't think the same as everyone else. I feel like I should have my own business. I shouldn't have to work a normal job the rest of my life in order to retire at 64 nowadays, since Trump changed it. Yeah. Trump changes the age of retirement. So now it's 64. So even if I do work a 9 to 5, like everyone else tells me, um, I will have to wait a certain amount of years, and work for one actual company in order for me to retire at the age of 60 something. It's mental slavery when you think about it. Like, they are slaving you, and like they're charging you for water. It's not funny, but it's funny at the same time that so many people have been trained to think that way, that they're scared to think a different way, like think for themselves. Like, I mean, it's good to have fun, to go out and have fun, but some of them are they're so brainwashed that everything has to be just fun, fun, fun only. It's fun only for you, and it's like, at what time do you sit down and you actually do the work that helps you out in the long run? And I take my own, I mean, I take my own words to heart because I learn from myself. I have a YouTube channel because a lot of times I go back and I listen to myself a lot, actually. I think probably why I critique myself. Like, I'm a perfectionist. I critique myself so hard because I like to go back and listen to myself on certain things and learn from myself and the experiences that I've grown from. And it's like me looking back on the videos that I made years ago, even the ones that I had to delete, the ones that I've gotten copyright from, when I was a lot younger, naive, and I started and I didn't know what I was doing. And, um, my younger self probably would have looked at me and been like, oh my God, she's so mature. She's so boring. I can imagine my younger self would go back and look at me now and be like, oh my gosh, she's so boring. She's so, is that really me? Like, yeah, that's me now. That's the mature me. The me that gets up every morning, cleans up, makes sure everything's together. Think about my business, check my paperwork, check my website, trying to find other business ideas. What can I do to sell when it comes to my products, I've had so many failures that it's just automatic, I started this YouTube channel because I was a business. Um, my eyes twitching a little bit. I was a business, but it's like my followers wouldn't watch me unless I wasn't doing something silly or something that made them laugh or something like that. But at the end of the day, um, it was nothing that I could eat from. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't build off of making people laugh and getting a copyright version because AI wasn't going to do anything but deem it as unauthentic. Okay, so you can be silly all you want on YouTube, but are you going to get paid for it? That's the catch. Like, you can be silly and you can entertain all day, but how are you going to look at yourself in the long run and be like, oh my God, I didn't do any of the work that I was supposed to do? Um, the paperwork, the search engine optimization that I was supposed to crack down and do. It seems like I was BSing the entire time, but in actuality, I wasn't. I just honestly didn't know what I was doing. Okay. Now, I mean, I'm not here to say that in the future I won't make any more of those comedy skits of my own and things like that. I'm quite sure I will feel like I can be silly again. Like, I'm naturally, if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I can be silly sometimes. I really can. But um the influencing journey has drained me so much that um my business mind has taken over and mixed with the spiritual aspect of it. You know, I'm not a guru. If you're looking for a guru, I'm not it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to be your guru. And I ain't laying my edges down. I don't care. I'm gonna lay them down later on before I get ready to go somewhere. But I'm not here to be anybody's guru. Um, but it's just a mental note and me understanding where I went wrong as a business owner to begin with. And I really don't care if nobody else, if they don't like it. I don't care. I really don't. 'Cause like I said, I'm in my 40s. Um, I will be having a conversation with someone who that relates. That means somebody who's more in my age bracket, because of the simple fact that when I was doing things that were silly, I were attracting people that were underage, like kids and stuff like that. And when it comes to it, like, I don't do children's hair. You know what I'm saying? I don't sell my products to kids. I sell my products to adults, to grown individuals who needs to trust me as a business owner, and also understands that I go through struggles just like they do. So whatever I create is for someone who's mature enough to appreciate that I took the time to create it, not someone who just takes a product that I take the time to create and throw it away. Because I took my time to create it and I honestly thought about it, you know. So yeah, I had to do a lot of weeding out of people on my social media page, like crazy spiritualists and thank you, Jerry. Crazy spiritualists and underage kids that didn't appreciate what I was creating and couldn't understand that I'm actually a business owner. Um, you know, I said, "Oh, you're cute," or "Oh, you're so pretty." I mean, I may be cute, but what is that going to do for my business? I mean, I know presentation is everything, but if I'm just an airhead, and I don't know how to sell my products and I don't know how to promote my business, I don't know nothing about search engine optimization, and I don't know how to create the products. Um, it's kind of a losing deal. It really is. It's kind of a losing deal. No matter how cute you are, because if you know how to do the work and you actually have done the work, that's better than just looking pretty and you're not getting any sales. Because that's kind of what I ran into at the first beginning part of my business journey, is that I had all the products, but it's the marketing that was the issue. From, oh, she's so cute. No, what about my products? What about what I'm selling? No, I don't want to go to dinner. No. Um, I'm not on here for that. I'm talking about business. See, that's what I mean. You can be on social media and they are so superficial that they cannot look past you being cute or pretty or beautiful. Okay, yeah, my name is Janae's House of Beauty, but I'm not selling beauty. I'm selling beauty products. And it still takes some type of brain power in order to do that. I don't care what nobody says. To have a business, you have to have some type of brain power to know what you are doing, regardless of how cute you are. That's why I come here. I come just as I am. I ain't laid no edges down. My face is washed. I'm maintenance. I got a bonnet on because I really want someone to pay attention to what I'm saying and not look at the outside and understand where I'm coming from. And not too many people will think like that because even YouTube, social media together, like even YouTube has gotten like it's so washed out with, you know, entertainment that when it comes to a business owner, they don't take the time to honestly learn something. Like the level that I'm on, like mentally, only another influencer 9 times out of 10 would understand what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, maybe I could take the time to, do such and such and etc., but I don't want to. I really don't want to. And I feel like at this point, and that's just like when they tell you at church, they say, come as you are. That's exactly what I'm doing on my YouTube channel. From now on, I'm coming as I am. I don't have time to do like 30 minutes and, get myself together and this and that or whatever. And when I move and I feel more comfortable to start doing, videos of, hey, get ready with me, I will do those again. But right now, I'm not in that mood to do a hey, get ready with me. Okay, I'm just not. I'm not. I'm in my overthinking moments. I still have to make content. Okay. I'm still coming up with new ideas for my platforms. And I'm coming in straight up raw as I am. Okay. And not too many people can handle that. They can't handle the 100 version of you. They say they want the real, but they can't handle it. Like they say you cute, but they can't hit the like button. You have to pay attention to people nowadays. You see what I'm saying? They think it's just the outside appearance for them. But when it comes to your brain power or what you actually know and what you know how to do, they're not interested into that unless you look the part. And it becomes annoying sometimes, and I consider myself to be somewhat of miscongeniality. Like I stumble sometimes, I trip a little bit, I'm a tomboy at heart, you know what I'm saying? But I can pull myself together and you would never know that I was just who the person you saw with the bonnet on. Like, oh my God, is that her? Yeah, that's me. Like the picture that I have up, I got my eyelashes on, I got my makeup, and my get ready. If you look at some of my get readies in the videos, that I look totally different with makeup on and a different hair color wig, like, or my braids in. Like, yeah, that's me. I have the capability of doing that, but I like to be natural too, though. I like to let my hair breathe. I like the natural side of me. Like, if no one else appreciates you being natural and clean, you should. It just doesn't make any sense. you know. But am I going to stop because everyone is caught up in their opinions about me? No, I'm not. I'm not. Um, and I made a video about that earlier this morning about how people can being on your influencer journey, people can watch you and not know what you're honestly going through, but they keep pushing you, telling you keep going, but sometimes you have to do self-care. You have to take care of yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally. You have to stop and take care of yourself. I mean, in reality, I'm a real person. I may have money to pay for the products, but I don't have money for someone to do search engine optimization for me. Your cans are like fire. Vesak, get off of my page with that foolishness. I want you to go on somewhere with it. Thank you. See, I'm not on none of that. I'm straight up. I can't, like I said, I came up here straight up. I don't want them type of comments. People acting ignorant on YouTube. Okay, I'm a business owner. I have an LLC. I sell products. I'm talking about being a business owner right now. I don't want nobody coming here acting ignorant. I really don't. I'm going to tell you off rip. I'm not going to be fake with you. Because it was one point in my life when I wanted to be all cute and I don't say that to them. I'm going to say it. Don't come on here with that foolishness. Because I'm going to let you have it. I'm at the age of 43 now. Okay? I'm talking about business. And I'm also talking about my journey as an influence. Okay? Back to what I was saying. People are so superficial that they can't look past certain things and take on the knowledge that you have to say to them. You see what I'm saying? They're so worried about the outside appearance that they can't learn nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I sat up here and I had all my makeup on and my big pretty eyelashes and everything, oh, yeah, oh, you so pretty, you this, that, you that. I'm not on here for that. Like I said, it's come as you are on my channel. It's come as you are. I'm an adult, okay? When I get ready to, I'll display my products and everything, and, I'll share what I'm doing next. But right now, I'm just having a heart-to-heart conversation with my YouTube channel, like I usually be doing. When I get ready to, I'll do my skits and everything like I was doing before. But I'm right now. I'm in the no foolishness zone right now. That's where I'm at. No foolishness. I'm sick of the BS. You know what I'm saying? YouTube has completely changed to where everybody was business owners. Now people not business owners didn't got like TikTok on here. They hitting the flutes. They shooting bubbles. Going viral. They shooting bubbles and playing with flutes and going viral on here. And I'm a business owner. I'm not here to be nobody's clown, nobody's dancing monkey, okay? Pine the peon. Your name says enough. Hold on. Report. Um, there we go. Report that. Okay, first I'm gonna report you. And let me report this one too. Report. Um, there we go. Report. Oh, okay. I did my first report. I told y'all I'm not on no foolishness. So if you underage, don't come on here with that. I will get your channel. I will get your channel bans. I'm at the age of 40. I'm not on here playing with you. Don't play with me. Now back to business. Pine the peon. Your name says peon. Remove. See, your name say enough. How you do this? Hi, user. There you go. Gotcha. I'm learning. I usually don't come on live. I hate doing that with them on live and being ignorant. Some people say you're supposed to leave a negative comment so you can have views and all that. I don't believe on that. You can keep watching, but you can't comment no more. Don't play with me. Um, but yeah, over the past 2 years, I've been very busy because I moved from Detroit and I moved down to Atlanta. And I've been doing my research, my search engine optimization for my business, and eventually my website will be back up. Right now, I'm coming up with new ideas. My channel is not going to be the same. It's not going to be run the same. I'm not going to have the same products. Everybody is doing the same thing. Everybody is selling hair. Everybody is a hairstylist. Everybody wants to go viral. Everybody. I'm not doing what everybody else wants to do. So I have taken my time to stop and figure something else out. And there's nothing wrong with that. As a business owner, I don't want to do what everybody else to do. And then they say, oh, if one person is doing it or such and such is doing it, they just missing your way of doing it. No, I don't want to do everything somebody else is doing. That's not my thing. If it's a million people doing it, it makes it, it makes it oversaturated at one point, and then it also makes it kind of typical. I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny, but most black people do hair, but most Chinese people run the beauty supply. If black people doing hair, it should be more black owners that own the beauty supply, that own their own beauty supply. In Atlanta, I've noticed that I've seen a lot of black owners that own their own beauty supplies, but it's not enough of us to own our own beauty supplies and sell things at a reasonable price. Like, we've been outbeat by other communities, and we sell or we buy from other communities or nationalities, and we're not running it. But they say it's typical for a black woman to do hair. But it's not typical for a black woman to own a beauty supply. You just got to pay attention to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to say it because they're all afraid of that. You know what I'm saying? They're all afraid of of going against the grain. Oh, you're not supposed to say that. No, I'm going to say it because every time you walk into a beauty supply, it's somebody Chinese running it. Message is held for review. Let me view the message. See, it's just a bunch of foolishness on here today for YouTube. It's just a bunch of foolishness, and I don't have time for it. I'm not a clown, and I'm not even gonna see it this time. I don't care what it says, because if YouTube blocked it, it's gonna stay blocked. And I'm not gonna be on here arguing with everybody all day. Y'all can tell I'm not for it today. I'm just not. Like I said, I'm not the type of person that wants to be typical. I don't want to do everything that everyone is doing. So that is the reason why I am rerouting my entire business. I'm rerouting everything. And I'm not telling nobody what I'm doing, because when I pop out the gate with it, it's my idea. It's my idea. I don't have to tell everybody what I'm doing just because I'm an influencer. Oh, tell me what you're doing next. I'm not about to do it this time. And that's why it's just like every time I'm doing it, they watching, they not hitting the like button, they learning from you, and I'm not getting the views or the recognition for it. But you know what I'm saying, they copy paste, copycat, learn from me, but don't give me no credit for it. You see what I'm saying? And it's draining. Like, as an influencer, it's draining. You know what I'm saying? And they want you to be some type of clown, some type of con artist. You know, they want, like one of the other people say, they want you to sit here and nod your head and agree with everything that they say. I'm not about to do that. I'm not doing that. Oh, the mosquitoes is so bad in Atlanta. It's bad. I'm gonna have to jump in the shower again. But one thing I will say about Atlanta is that they have a lot of different schooling opportunities down here. I'm really trying to figure out where I want to go next on my schooling opportunities. I'm not going to tell anybody my options because it's really not their business. But I'm figuring something out. You know what I'm saying? I already do natural hairstyles. Everybody know that that's on my channel. And before I start doing my motivational speeches on my channel, and my motivational speeches are mostly for me, I do natural hair. I don't do nothing with chemicals. I don't do anything with, you know, I may wash or something like that. But at some shops, you still have to have a license to work with shampoos, because some shampoos are chemicals. But I work with natural hair only. It don't take a rocket science if you have your own, if you are 4C and you do your own hair. Nowadays, I just don't understand how somebody who is black and who's 4C, and I'm not judging nobody. Maybe I am, because I'm 40, okay? And when we all grew up, we used to braid each other's hair. Look at the dang nuts coming from the tree. But we used to braid each other's hair growing up. Nowadays, everybody then went natural. Everybody is 4C now. Nobody perms their hair anymore. But nobody knows how to braid their own hair down to put on a wig. Why am I putting my own wig on, but I have to pay somebody $45 to braid my hair down just to put on a wig, and then they charging you $200 and $300 to put on a lace front? Come on now. How you gonna let somebody charge you $200, $300 to put on a lace front? You may not want to miss. Oh, look at the butterfly. Y'all see him? Can y'all see him? Landing on me like that. What kind of butterfly is that? Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, what I look like paying somebody $45 to do a braid down, and I'm putting on the lace front. I'm a hair seller. I'm selling you the lace front, and I'm selling you the lace front at a cheap price, right? So I'm selling you the lace front, $200. I sell you the lace front for $200. Then you gotta go pay somebody to braid it down, which is $45. It might be more in some shops. They gotta wash it for you. Like I said, I'm not talking about nobody, but I think I am. Because if you don't know how to braid, you don't know how to braid your own hair, and you are 4C natural, you need to learn how to braid your own hair. And I'm talking to my black girls at this moment, because now even the men know how to braid their own hair down. At one point, the men didn't even know how to braid hair, but nowadays the men know how to braid their own hair down. Or you going to the men to braid your hair down, and then you gotta pay somebody also to put on the lace front. It's too much money. And then they particular, oh, you didn't put the lace front on right for me. Like, if she putting the lace front on for me the first time, I would be sitting back and I would be watching everything she do. I would be learning the products that she uses. And I know some hairstylists, and I know hairstylists don't need to be like that. Why can't I ask you how you doing something when you doing it? Because I'm learning from you, okay? G Mar G, don't come on here with that. It's 2026. I know all y'all talk about bro, but I'm not your brother. Don't call me bro. Oh, it's just a terminology. I'm not your brother. Don't call me bro. And I mean that. Take it somewhere else. But um yeah, why am I letting somebody charge me to braid down my hair, which is 4C, and then charge me to put on the lace front? And then the hairstylist is getting mad because I'm asking them how they doing it, or I'm learning from them and how to put on my own lace front, okay? If I really want my lace front to be laid right, I could be learning how to do it. Now, I understand if I don't have the capabilities to do it, you know, I have arthritis or something like that, and I'm an older woman, and I need a younger lady who's more capable. But for these young girls that play in the mirror all day, like, there's no reason why y'all don't know how to put on y'all own lace front. And these girls are charging y'all $200-$300 just to put one on. It's the same price if somebody did a sew-in. Down here in Atlanta, they got the $50 sew-in deals. And sewing hair in takes a lot more work than putting on a lace front. And they charging y'all $50 or $75 to do a sew-in, but they charging y'all $200-$300 to put on a lace front because it's the new thing. It don't make no sense. So every time you gonna take this lace front, now you done saved your money, you done bought you a wig, right? Now you done saved your money because you done bought you a wig. But you gotta pay them $200-$300 to put one on every time you go to the beauty supply, go to the hair store, the salon. It don't make no sense. You gonna put the wig on like 10 times. But they losing money because you done bought the wig. So they charging y'all $200-$300 from the salon in order to put it on. Cleaning your pockets out, and there's no need. You got a whole wig. Like, literally, you could have made it a glueless. Put a little slap, laid your edges down, and did just like this. And went to work. Do you hear me? And went to work like this, and nobody probably would have cared. Probably somebody that was superficial probably would have talked about you, but why are you letting that girl charge you $200 for a wig that's $200? It don't make no sense. Man, we done went from influencing to braiding hair to putting wigs on, but it all goes hand in hand because I'm a beauty influencer. That's what I do. I started off braiding hair, braiding natural hair. That's what I do the best. I braid hair the best. I'm a hair braider. I've been braiding hair since I was the age of 14. So it's what I do naturally. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared of chemicals because I messed my hair up at a young age with handling perms. Everybody, when we were younger, it was a time to where black people were so brainwashed that they used to tell each other that our hair was nappy. Black people were so brainwashed that we would walk around and tell each other that our hair was nappy. When in actuality, if you didn't put a hot comb to your head, your hair nappy too. You have natural 4C hair just like anybody else. But they was so brainwashed, they was walking around in school calling each other hair nappy. If something was wrong with the girl hair, just show her how to maintain her natural hair. It's not hard, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then you don't want to fault the parents, but who else can you fault? Because, you know, I would have been sending my child to some kind of school or teaching my kids how to handle their own texture and telling them that they need to have a perm at a young age. You need to keep your hair perm. No, you don't. You don't need a perm. You need to learn how to handle your texture is what you need to learn how to do without a perm. A lot of y'all have so much, and I'm proud of our black people nowadays because we are, most of us have our edges now. Most of y'all have your edges now. Now me being 40 back in the days, me being 80s baby, we all permed our hair, which messed up our hair at a young age. So we stopped doing that, and I'm proud of us for that. We stopped feeling like we needed a perm in order to handle our hair. But now what we need to learn is how to handle our own texture. There's no reason somebody should be charging you $45, $275 to braid your hair down to put a wig on. Nobody's going to see the braids anyway, as long as they're flat enough to lay down the wig and put on your little stocking cap. Let's say she do charge you to put on a wig, okay? To charge you to put on a wig should only be like maybe $75 to $100. And I know most beauticians are gonna be mad when I say that. But it shouldn't be that expensive for somebody to put on a lace front for you. The first time, maybe, yeah, because they gotta pluck it. They gotta create your baby hairs. They have to cut your lace. But to reapply a lace, she's charging you another $200-300, and she's doing less work for a wig that the lace has already been cut and everything. They are raping your pockets. It don't make no sense. Like, yeah, I need the money anyway. How much? 200. That girl ain't doing nothing but putting the same wig you had 3 times on your head and gluing it down. Maybe I'm the only one that see it that way. Maybe I'm the only one that see it like that. You know, I don't care. I'm gonna speak on it. I don't care who get mad. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to handle your own texture and learn how to braid your own hair down. Like, if you don't know how to put on the lace front, it's a learning process. I understand. Sometimes I don't be wanting to lay mine down. It's too hot. You see me, I don't care nothing about that. I'll put some edge control on in a minute and keep going about my day. On this camera is the only way you can really, really notice what's up. But in natural day life, girl, please. Come on now. A lot of us got to go to work. A lot of us got to go to school. A lot of us got too much to do to be slapped down on our forehead all day and worry about something coming loose and dripping down our forehead. And we go blind because we got product in our eye. Girl, gone. But anyway, y'all, I need to do a bathroom break. So, It was nice chit chatting on y'all. I'm gonna keep